In contemporary conflict studies, the idea of a purely internal civil war is increasingly outdated because conflicts are embedded in global networks. One key explanation is the interaction between horizontal inequality and transnational diaspora networks. Horizontal inequality refers to economic and political disparities between identity-based groups. When inequality overlaps with ethnicity, it creates a strong collective grievance. People begin to see inequality not as individual failure but as a systematic discrimination against their group. This perception generates what scholars call relative deprivation, which becomes a powerful driver of mobilization and violence. In this sense, inequality acts as the fuel of the conflict. Diaspora networks then function as a vital infrastructure. They provide funding, political lobbying, and international visibility. This external support lowers the cost of rebellion and allows conflicts to continue even when local capacity weakens. At the same time, diaspora actors are often more hardline, which can reduce the space for negotiations and make peace settlements harder to achieve. This dynamic can be seen in Aceh. Conflict was rooted in unequal development and perceptions that local resources were exploited by the central government. This aligns more with the grievance side of the greed versus grievance debate, where perceived injustice rather than pure economic gain that drives conflict. At the same time, transnational support helps sustain the movement, illustrating how local and global factors are interconnected. Moving to the second question, discrimination plays a key role in hardening ethnic identities. When groups experience exclusions, whether economic, cultural, or political, they begin to interpret their situation collectively. Identity becomes more salient and people start to think in terms of us versus them over time. This polarization transforms social differences into political conflict. In international relations, this is significant because identity-based conflicts are harder to resolve as they involve dignity and recognition, not just material interest. Finally, violence in ethnic conflict cannot be explained purely as rational or purely as emotional. Rationalist theories suggest that actors use violence when it's strategically beneficial. However, this does not fully explain why individuals are willing to endure high costs. Constructivist perspectives show that identity narratives and emotions are equally important. In cases like Aceh, historical grievance and identity narratives played a central role in mobilization. Therefore, the most accurate explanation is a combination. Violence is both strategically calculated and socially constructed. Rational incentives shape opportunities, but identity gives violence its meaning and motivation.